First up, capital goods, pharma, auto sectors are shining with strong profit growth in Q1. Meanwhile, the IT services and fast-moving consumer goods or FMCG companies have reported a slight uptick in revenue growth in Q1 FY25, but their growth remains in low single digits. Meanwhile, in his Independence Day address, Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced that Bharat is achieving self-reliance in defence and becoming a global hub for military equipment manufacturing due to measures taken by the government in the last few years. And after PM Modi met the Indian Olympic contingent which returned from Paris 2024 with 6 medals, athletes say that PM Modi supports us just like our own parents. India Inc. meanwhile has lauded PM Modi's clear policies and the reiteration to state governments. The India Inc. has also called for establishing clearer policies and ensuring good governance, law and order to attract further investments from global companies. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get a move on and then talk about the big story first up. A city that's often known as a city of joy is currently boiling in anger. Shocking, chilling, horrifying, blood-boiling. This is how people are reacting. India is reacting all over the rape and murder of a trainee doctor who was on night duty at the RG Kar Medical College and Hospital. 12 years, ladies and gentlemen, 12 years since the horrific Nirbhaya case shook the conscience of Bharat, and yet here we stand in 2024 with something akin to Nirbhaya again haunting us by the same grim reality. The recent brutal rape and murder of a young doctor within the premises of the RG Kar Medical College in Bengal underscores this harrowing truth. As the anger and outrage over the horror peaks, Bharat demands justice for Kolkata's Nirbhaya. Now, earlier in the day, the Kolkata High Court yet again came down heavily on the Bengal government for the vandalism that was witnessed on the intervening night of the 14th and the 15th of August at Kolkata's RG Kar Hospital, describing it as an absolute failure of the state machinery. They even hinted at shutting down the hospital if required. The state government tried to put up a strong defense only to be shot down by a High Court bench headed by the Chief Justice. Now, the state tried to say a mob of 7,000 suddenly swelled. The High Court rapped, saying 7,000 people can't come on their own. What was your own CID doing? What was the state government's law and order machinery or mechanism doing? The state's defense is that the crime scene was protected. The High Court rapped, saying the motive was to damage the crime scene and even throttle and harass and rattle up the protesting doctors. State's defense, mob broke barricades. High Court saying it's a sorry state of affairs. The state defense was tear gas fired and 50 cops have been injured. An absolute failure of the state's machinery. Again, the defense came that the deputy commissioner was injured. The cops couldn't protect their own people. Is that what you're trying to tell me? There are also claims that were made that most of the cops were actually hiding in toilets when the mob frenzy was up. The defense came to the state saying, how will doctors work fearlessly if the cops themselves are fearful? Emergency room was ransacked. We'll close down the hospital and shift everyone. If you cannot take care of a hospital and the safety of the doctors and also start. Now, in the latest, after that late night rampage at the RG Kar Hospital in Kolkata, the cops so far have arrested 25 people and detained 3 others. Now, as the probe intensifies, the CBI that is probing the rape case quizzed the former principal of the RG Kar College, Sandeep Ghosh. His complicity and role is now under the lens. Meanwhile, former principal of the hospital, Sandeep Ghosh, has moved the Calcutta High Court claiming threat to his own life. On the other hand, the Indian Medical Association or the IMA has announced a withdrawal of services for 24 hours starting 6 a.m. on the 17th of August as part of their ongoing protests by doctors seeking justice for the Kolkata victim. And their demands are, and we list them out here. First up, impartial probe. Second demand, arrest the hospital rampage vandals. Third demand, implement Central Healthcare Protection Act. Fourth demand, hospitals be declared safe zones. Fifth demand, improve safety of women doctors. Sixth demand, CCTVs in all hospitals' vulnerable points. Seventh demand, adequate security for medical colleges. And the eighth demand, across the nation took to the streets to protest the gruesome rape and murder of a trainee doctor at the Kolkata hospital. Several Cine stars, celebrities have also joined the call for justice. The celebrities have come out and strongly demanded reinforcement of laws over this heinous crime, and also demanded that an example brutes not get away. Women aren't objects.
इसकी सजा बहुत कड़ी होनी चाहिए और बीच चौराहे पर होनी चाहिए। बीच चौराहे पर इतनी खतरनाक सजा होनी चाहिए। और हम जब इस कार्य प्रणाली से गुजरेंगे, अब हम कोर्ट कचहरी से गुजरेंगे, फिर लोग बैठेंगे, फिर पर चर्चा होगी, फिर उन्हें 20-15 साल लग जाएंगे। उन्हें अभी आज ही जितनी जल्दी हो सके, जितने भी इसके पीछे अपराधी हैं, वो राक्षस हैं, उनको सजा बीच चौराहे पर मिलनी चाहिए। और इसकी सजा सिर्फ सजाए मौत है।
कहते सुनाए सबको कि लड़की को पढ़ाओ लिखाओ सशक्त बनाओ, और जब पढ़ लिख कर डॉक्टर बनती मेरी मां ना खोती उसकी आंखों का मोती। काश मैं भी लड़का होती। 36 घंटे का लगातार कार्य दुश्वार हुआ, बहिष्कार हुआ, बलात्कार हुआ, पुरुष के वहशीपन से साक्षात्कार हुआ। काश उन पुरुषों में भी थोड़े से स्त्रीपन की कोमलता होती। काश मैं ही लड़का होती। अगर मैं एक लड़का होती शायद आज मैं जिंदा होती।
Many more such voices have come out and spoken, and very strongly at that. Is this how we treat women in Bharat? Is this how we are brought up? Is this how the values say treat women like objects, assault and brutally, and then rape and murder? Ma Mati Manush, that is a slogan with which the Trinamool Congress government first came to power back in 2011 in Bengal. But every woman in Bengal is now crying for justice. The TMC government in the state is facing fire from all sides, and it's just not the BJP anymore. But both the Congress and the left have also sharpened their knives against Mamata Bandyopadhyay, Minister of Home Minister. Now, BJP and CPM condemned the vandalism that occurred at the state-run hospital, where a group of people stormed the premises during late-night protest and alleged a complete collapse of law and order in the state and demanded the Chief Minister's resignation. A defiant Bengal Chief Minister, these visuals, took to the streets, alleging Rambam conspiracy. That is, the BJP and the CPIM were responsible for creating the mayhem at the RG Kar hospital. She actually marched on the streets of Kolkata with scores of women to demand speedy justice for the victim. And those posters said capital punishment.
तेरा रेप मेरा रेप की पॉलिटिक्स को बंद करें ममता दी। और अगर ममता जी को लेफ्ट विंग से इतनी ही परेशानी है तो इंडिया अलायंस छोड़ दें। लेकिन प्रश्न उठता है कि मिचिल विरोध प्रदर्शन किसके खिलाफ किया? प्रदेश की होम मिनिस्टर ममता जी हैं। हेल्थ का चार्ज किसके पास है? मुख्यमंत्री कौन है? तो किसके खिलाफ वो प्रदर्शन कर रही थी? अपने खिलाफ। जनता की आंखों में धूल झोंकना बंद करें। जनता जो जवाब मांग रही है उन जवाबों को दें।
ममता बनर्जी साइलेंस करने का कोशिश कर रहे हैं। क्लियर पिक्चर। आज हम लोग जो प्रतिबाद कर रहे हैं, ममता बनर्जी बोल रहे हैं हम भी चाहते हैं कि फांसी हो, लेकिन एक्चुअली वो चाहते नहीं है।
डॉक्टरों के मन में एक असुरक्षा की भावना है। जो कलकत्ता में हुआ वो हृदय विदारक है। अगर डॉक्टर सुरक्षित नहीं महसूस कर रहे हैं तो वो कैसे अपनी सेवाएं दे पाएंगे? हम इस पूरे मामले में डॉक्टरों के साथ खड़े हैं।
ममता बनर्जी के बयान की जितनी भी निंदा की जाए उतनी कम है। वो मुख्यमंत्री जैसे महत्वपूर्ण पद के योग नहीं बची हैं। उनकी नारी संवेदनाएं मर चुकी।
Shehzad Poonawalla, national spokesperson of the BJP with us. Sabnam De, political analyst with us, backs the ruling disposition, the Trinamool Congress, we're given to understand. And Rimjim Sinha, key campaigner, is with us. Ma namaste and Jai Hind to all of you. Thank you very much. Rimjim, first up, thank you for speaking with us, and I want to understand from you, what are the doctors feeling? Those who want to reclaim the night, the women, and also you are one of the key campaigners who started this entire aspect of Reclaim Our Night. Where do you stand and what are you thinking as of now? अभी आप क्या सोच रहे हो?
अभी हम सोच रहे हैं कि the reclaiming that has happened for 4 to 5 hours on 15th August night, right from the midnight of 15th August, that many people have spontaneously come out. उन्होंने कॉल दिया था, उन्होंने अपनी तरह से ऑर्गेनाइज किया था, एंड दे वांट टू टेक दिस फॉरवर्ड. They want to see structural changes in the system that is at play, because we have witnessed a lot of cases, a lot of gruesome cases, a lot of hostile cases, which are only increasing by aggressiveness throughout the days and years that we are counting. So I think there is a common understanding, there is a common demand that this time the system needs to change right from the root of it, to change the mentality that is at play.
But when you stepped out to reclaim the night, look what happened. There were 7,000 who wanted to reclaim RG Kar and reshape it altogether. How do you see the developments in Bengal as of now?
I am very disappointed with the kind of protection the police has offered on this night. Right from the start of trying to call this and trying to engage people on the social media, I've been in touch with the police authorities, I've been in touch with the headquarters, and I've constantly tried to tell them, tried to give them an idea about the kind of response I'm receiving and all the other coordinators were receiving all throughout Bengal. And I expected a much more greater turnout, much better responsible turnout to maintain the law and order, as I've seen in many rallies that happen in my city, as with any political party. So I am disappointed in how the situation has been handled by the police in this case.
How do you, let's steer clear. I know there are two people who have a political intent and a political way. I'll steer clear of that with you. I want to understand, how do you see the response to what happened with the doctor, the rape, the assault, the murder, and thereafter this vandalism on the 14th, 15th intervening night? What are you thinking as a person? Is this a cover-up job? Is this something which is apathy? Why would somebody not want to, arrest brutes and bring them to book? Such brutes don't need to be part of civil society. That's a common thought process as an ordinary person, right, Rimjim? What do you think is happening there?
I think there is definitely a lack of safety, a lack of security that I'm feeling as a common person here. I'm feeling a lot of irresponsibility, a lot of unaccountable ideas on the part of people who are responsible for ensuring, because even this call was out of the idea when the principal had said that why was the girl present at that night in the seminar room. So I think it is infrastructural problem, and there is no responsibility and accountability on the part of the people who are appointed to be taking care of matters and being officially in charge. So I think there is a lack of safety and security, yes, and a lot of ideas to save certain people. Whatever I'm seeing on the media, the kind of news that I'm coming across, I can see a lot of actions that have been taken to get evidence out of the way, to get people out of the way, where a principal should have been sacked, should have been relieved from their duties, is being transferred to a different hospital. If a person fails to adhere to the instructions that they should be responsible for, they shouldn't be transferred to another hospital. I don't think we're trying to see another case here. So I think there is a lack of accountability, which is very much transparently here with all the facts that are coming out.
Please stay on with us, Rimjim. I'm just going to open this up to Shahzad and Shabnam De. Shabnam ji, how would you respond and how would you see what's happening in Bengal? Oh, we've just lost her for a bit. We'll try and get her back. Shahzad Poonawala, Bam and Naam, Ram and Bam, that's being blamed now.
First of all, let me just say that Rimjim has very articulately articulated the entire situation, and from a perspective of a citizen, of a daughter of Bharat, and I think there should be no political sides in today's debate. Today's debate is about really ensuring that nights, days, spaces are reclaimed for every woman. I come from a single mother, so I therefore know the pain of a woman who does not get to feel secure in her workplace. But having said that, Anand, let me say today what the High Court has done has shown a mirror of accountability to Mamta government and has exposed what I call is the TMC model of gang rape, murder, and then cover up. Perhaps, Anand, in your long, journalistic career, which you have been doing, you must have never seen such a systematic, institutionalized, and mechanical cover-up of rape cases. You must have never seen this kind of thing being done. From day one, you say it's suicide. Then you take the parents for a ride for 3 hours. Then you have the principal who's doing whitewashing promoted. Then you ensure that renovation work starts. Then the High Court steps in, so you start saying that, oh, no, now we have to abort our plans. And when these people have come out for the protest, on a day when we are celebrating our freedom, you send 5,000 goons to ransack their protest, assault them, threaten them, and then you give it a shape of violence, and then you allow the RG Kar hospital to be taken over so that the remaining sabut or the evidence can be destroyed, and then you are now coming out and marching. What are you marching for? Is the Chief Minister marching against the Home Minister? Is the Home Minister marching against the Health Minister? Or is the Health Minister marching against the Chief Minister? All three are Mamta Banerjee. Mamta Banerjee has made it her habit to stand with not the victims but with the apradhis. Sandesh Khali, we have seen the template. Nadiad, we have seen the template. We have seen the template in even the case of the beating done by Tajamun. So therefore there is a problem. The problem is it's no longer Ma Mati Manush, it is Balatkari Bachao, and therefore today I have two sets of questions. One, why shouldn't Mamta Banerjee not resign, especially after she promoted the principal and the principal was sacked by the courts? The courts came down heavily. Today the court has said absolute failure of state machinery, has come down heavily on the police, and the shameless Kolkata Commissioner of Police is sending notices to people for posting things. By the way, Anand, you know your former colleague, now she works in the print, formerly at Times Now, Shreyasi Dey, her Twitter account has been forced to be taken down because she posted something from the affidavit of the family. This is fascism. But you know what I am more troubled about? The silence of the secular lambs. Have you seen these secular lambs speaking up? After the 14th night incident, where are these people? Sharad Pawar, Supriya Sule, Mr. Yechuri, Mr. Lalu Prasad, his son, Akhilesh to can't speak after what
Sir,
happened
no,
in Ayodhya, Uddhav ji, Priyanka Chaturvedi, Rahul
you-
Gandhi. Where are they?
No, it's on their conscience, those individuals and whoever they are, those who will continue to do their job will do their job. My point is, Sabnam De, how would you want to respond?
Good evening, Anand. Giving me an opportunity to make the reiteration what Mr. Punewala has just now made the statement, which are almost incorrect, some part of it, because our CM, she has done Raj Dharma so proactive that she started this investigation by constituting sit with 130 police officer, and when they had a pathology test in presence of magistrate, judicial magistrate and videography, then they only moved to High Court for shifting it to at hottest to CBR, and everything has been now handed over to CBR. Now he is raising about there is no security. What about Bilkis Banu? What about Uttaras and Hannan and Manipur? You didn't raise all these points. In Calcutta, Hathras and Unnan and Manipur, you didn't raise all these points. When he's in your state in Nainital only, a nurse got raped. That time you are not raising. Our Calcutta is still safe, but due to some political, they are trying to political backup, they are trying to malign our CM. They wanted forcefully to resign our CM. Our CM has come with people mandate, and they are trying to always they're trying to destabilize since Sandesh Khali, but they couldn't succeed, and they will never succeed. Now with BJP, these SUCI, DUI5 and AIT, their student union, they have joined hands to bring all these dirty, filthy politics. step out from the politics. And our CM has made the statement today that by Sunday, CBI should come to the conclude the investigation and come to the bringing the accused in books.
Shabnam ji,
The accused should be hanged to death.
Shabnam ji,
Each and every
a day
investigation
after.
has been done very quickly,
Okay.
and this vandalism.
Let
Hello,
Rimjim,
can you hear
yeah, I can hear you. Let Rimjim respond to what you're saying that CM has done a fair job. I just want to say that the day the Chief Minister said, I give the Bengal police time till Sunday before the probe is handed over to the CBI. Today she is giving the CBI time till Sunday to finish the probe. Rimjim, has the CM done her job? Sabnam De believes that the BJP or anybody else is being unfair to Ms. Mamata Banerjee.
Started by
As a common person, as a citizen of West Bengal, as a woman myself, I don't think I have felt safe in any parliamentary political party's reign. Being a resident of India as well, I do not think as a common person I have felt safe, as a common woman I have felt safe. I think this is why this is why the post got so much reach. This is why common people wanted to come out. This is why they wanted to represent themselves and their demands right on the streets with their own hands rising up, with their own voices to the media. And I think there is always a talk about politics, about political representation when it comes to the parliamentary side, and we see politics to be existing only on that side. But I think when common people talk about their issues, which can be simple water leakage, which can be Adivasis coming out to claim their own land rights, which can be women coming out of hostel curfews and claiming their right to access the night right when they want, and the study areas and their educational benefits, I think all of that has its own version of politics, which is more common person politics, more towards the idea of understanding how a common person wants their life to be, wants their daily life to be. And this call was an example in that set. It set an example by with so many people coming out on the streets.
Let me ask you this:
So
Are you willing to believe? Are you willing to believe, in the heart of Kolkata, 7,000 people can come, a mob of 5,000 to 7,000 people can come, and unleash the kind of destruction that's possible, and nobody would know?
I don't think the last thing that you said basically summarizes it, that it is not possible for 7,000 people to be present at one place where nobody knows what is happening. I can understand myself that how 7,000 people can be called off. Even if 7,000 people, all of them didn't know what they were doing, it is impossible that none of them knew what they were doing and none of them knew where to be present. That is a big question here. And there were a lot of attempts to make this a non-success. There were a lot of campaigns against this whole idea of reclaiming the night, which has always happened. Because I think if there is a system which is not in favor of women or marginalized gender communities accessing the night, and if they come up and they show this much power, there will be people who would be talking on the other side of the pole, and actions would be taken. So I think this is similar to that.
Well, what also defeats common sense, or at least my questioning, is if as the Trinamool is alleging, Sabnam De, that it is Ram and Bam, that means the BJP and the left that has indulged in this. What does the BJP and left gain out of destroying RG Kar hospital? Because the evidence is there, the DNA tests would have been there, the CBI would have come there, and the courts had transferred the investigation to CBI. Public was anyway coming out to protest. Why would even the left or the BJP, if the Trinamool Congress, as they are alleging, why would they want to send 5,000 people and break down a hospital?
Two phases of answer. One is that Ram and Bam, they are conspiring in collusion and connivance with them to dismantle the stable government. Secondly is that SUCI and DY5, their flags were seen when this vandalism was going on, and these people who hooligans,
Yeah,
goons,
yeah.
these
Shabnam, they please tell me
hooligans, goons, they vandalized
the
that Commissioner of Police, Mr. Vinit Goyal,
the
already
left,
made this
the left,
statement.
and the BJP and their student outfits are coming to destroy or break down a hospital, and they will come with flags to say, "Listen, these are our flags. We are the ones who are
Mobs
doing
were
the
coming,
vandalism."
they only instigate, and so many, so we are empathetic and sympathetic.
Ma'am, sometimes you have to make, I know you have to make an argument, but you have to make an argument that makes sense. If as a common citizen, I am going to vandalize and commit arson, will I carry any form of identity to show who I am and where I am coming from? Will I do that? And if it's a cause like this, where I am saying we want justice, will they get justice by destroying where perhaps there could be critical evidence lying? It's just implausible. And who was the person who said that you women, if you want to reclaim your night, don't go back crying to your husbands? Was it a BJP leader, a left leader, or someone from the Trinamool? So, yes, Shehzad Poonawala.
First of all, I don't know why you're trying to equate TMC and logic in one bracket. I mean, it doesn't make sense. This is a chief minister who thinks that she has performed Raj Dharma. The High Court literally said in para 26 that the parents believe that the investigation continues under West Bengal police. There will be a derailment of the investigation and evidence will be destroyed. Yet this chief minister is patting the back of the Kolkata police and is thinking that she's done a great job. Having said that, let me come to another point. Today, the High Court has made it amply clear that these were state-sponsored vandals. First of all, whether it's so obnoxious that it is called Ram, Ram, Ram. I mean, we would never use the deity of another religion so casually and so cavalierly. Would they be able to take the name of any prophet like this? No, but they are telling Ram, Ram, Ram. Anyways, that's another issue. But having said that, how did 5,000 people come in that place anyways? It is your police, your law and order, your home minister. So she should be at the very least sacked for incompetence.
5,000 police,
And as we are speaking,
it is not
another
under
one
the
second, ma'am, I
leadership.
did not interrupt you. You got a Madam, I do not want to engage in a tutu meme on an issue like this. Please wait your turn. You have spoken for a long time. I did not interrupt you even once. I felt like, but I didn't. Please have the courtesy. This is not a Trinamool Congress meeting. Now let me complete what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that today a 22-year-old girl is dead with her throat slit in an Adivasi dominated area in Bardwan. Every day these things are happening. The conviction rate of West Bengal as far as crimes against women is concerned is 2.5%. It is 71% in Uttar Pradesh. Is Uttar Pradesh a heaven? No, it should do better. But West Bengal is certainly far from a heaven. Rather than staying in a denial, please accept and acknowledge that A, you need to fix accountability at the very top. B, you are protecting somebody who's connected with the TMC. And C, stop making obnoxious comments on women who are the victims of these crimes. And as far as Rimjim is concerned, Rimjim, people like you, people like me, we need to ensure that spaces, that times are not constrained to certain gender. I actually agree with what Ayushman Khurrana has said. It is so disheartening that a woman in this country has to think about being a man in order to feel safe. I think that is the biggest slap on people like me and Anand like you, that men like us cannot make the women in this country feel the right of equality that they ought to feel under the constitution. And therefore, Rimjim, we are sorry that you are feeling so unsafe and insecure because of us. But I request Sabnam De that let the political accountability be not taken away just because as a societal issue we are accepting that this is a societal issue. The political accountability needs to be fixed as well, and Mamta Banerjee's head must roll.
Well, that's the political part, but to the societal part, I absolutely join issue and voice with you, Shehzad Poonawala. But Rimjit, the other aspect is, one, no society is 100% safe. There will be bad apples and there will be instances of crime. Is it not upsetting that the immediate response to something that happened was so callous? And the people who were so heartless and callous that once a crime had been committed, a brutal assault and a murder had been committed, they were so lackadaisical about it. There are accounts of how the parents found their child, their ward, and in what condition. How is that possible?
I think, yes, I agree that no society can be 100% safe. But I think we should not really stop at, doing what we should do in action by just thinking that it will never be possible. That's one part.
Correct.
Even like 12 years before, when the case of Nirbhaya happened, and similarly, the entire country was on the streets asking for better reforms in the policies or in their workplaces or in their campuses, there was a pressure on the government, and Vishaka guidelines were introduced and ICCs were introduced, and there were significant changes that were brought out. There were women police stations that were brought out. So I think that happened because the citizen demanded that we will not go with the flow, and we want this flow to change,
Yes.
and we want to see a different kind of a policy, right? So the same thing happens here. What I'm
Right.
trying to address is that every time I come across a rape case in these few months that I've come across, it's very unfortunate. And according to the statistics, every 16 minutes a woman gets raped. So living in a country with that kind of a statistics, identifying as a woman is very horrific.
And
to
that
be,
too,
to
and
say
that
at the
and
least.
then and that too, where in a nation where women are 50% of the population. That's the reality. We've just have. I think we can go across to him. We have Governor C.V. Ananda Bose joining us, the Governor of Bengal. Namaste, Namaste, and Jai Hind, Governor Sahab. This is Anand Narsimhan here. Thank you for speaking with us. Your thoughts on the fact that the Health Minister of the state of Bengal has carried out a protest against the Home Minister of the state of Bengal and is urging the Chief Minister of the state of Bengal to do something about it.
It's a 3-in-1 contrivance. The Chief Minister happens to be the Health Minister, happens to be the Home Minister. So who is complaining to whom? And who is to give the remedy? That is the primordial question which everybody is asking here. Just now, a few minutes back, I had around 20 medicos from Ajikar Medical College and also the other medical colleges. Youngsters bubbling with enthusiasm. They are telling me they are scared. They are scared to go inside the campuses. They are scared to go outside the campuses. They are scared because of goons whom they have not seen. They are receiving threats. Some of the girl students told me their parents are pressurizing them. Discontinue the studies and come back. Life is more important than your medical certificate. And one of them, who is already an intern, told me, sir, you can say as governor, don't worry, you are reassuring us, thank you. But one thing is there, when we get our posting in rural areas, the same goons will come there. There is a fear psychosis everywhere, particularly among the young and bubbling youth. This does not augur well for the Bengal society. Bengal society is a pride in itself, quoting Rabindranath Tagore, where the mind is without free and the head is held high. That is unfortunately not the situation here. When youth are scared, it means there is something radically wrong in the social system. That is a malady that is there for us to grapple with. Bengal is not the place. Bengal is not a safe place for women to live in. That is a message which I have been getting. Not just once. Last 20 months, I have seen violence after violence taking place in various places. And those commit violence, they are not punished. This is a situation which does not bring credit to anyone down the lines. Something drastic has to be done. Something effective has to be done. What people expect from government is action, not an alibi for inaction.
But Governor Sahab, the courts have come down heavily. Looks like the bench presided by the Chief Justice of the Calcutta High Court itself are so frustrated with what's going on. You've just now expressed your own frustration and vexation about what's happening. What drastic measures can be taken?
That the court has been appraised of the situation is a great silver lining. The court has taken very, very proactive decisions, even in this present case. You know, when it came to my notice as the governor, I sent a notice to the government or an instruction to the government under Article 167 of the Constitution of India, in which I had suggested called a CBI for inquiry, which is not done. But thanks to the intervention of the court, CBI inquiry has been ordered. Now, to say that we need the court to support us every small thing, it doesn't augur well for anyone. The court, of course, is the last resort for us, and the court is certainly giving us justice and fair deal, which is true. But what about the government? Government has a primary responsibility to protect the life and property of its citizens. Is it happening now? Many people who come here, they say they have no faith in government. This is not good for democracy. This is certainly not good. This is the same Bengal of which Gopal Krishna Gokhale once said, what Bengal thinks today, India thinks tomorrow. But this Bengal is not that. People are scared. Fear psychosis there. Murder most foul, as Shakespeare would put it, is happening everywhere. I had been to the field where violence took place for the last 20 months. I have seen all the bizarre aspects of violence. Violence most foul, murder most foul is happening everywhere. No action. It is highly depressing, especially to the community of youth, Youth are not creations of the past or custodians of the present. They are creators of the future. That we should understand. The youngest nation in the world, India, is not able to take care of its people in Bengal, youngsters in Bengal. This is not good. This may even lead to youth quake. The pent-up emotions, frustrations of the youth may even erupt. Timely steps have to be taken. A stitch in time saves nine. That is an unfortunate, precarious situation which is prevailing in Bengal today.
Sir, you have the task and the constitutional responsibility to take care or oversee the administration and also, most importantly, law and order, and that the state is run properly under the aegis of the Chief Minister. What is your recommendation? Have you had a chat with Ms. Mamata Bandyopadhyay, or are you going to make a recommendation to the President's office?
See, our constitution has the inner strength to face any situation. Certainly, as Martin Luther said, we shall overcome. We should overcome. I see this only as a passing phase. But we have to, it's a square issue, squarely drawn. We have to face it. We have to dare the devil in the den. We have to catch the bull by the horn. That is what is required. Whatever is provided for in the Constitution of India, I will certainly take steps in that direction as a governor. Right at this moment, when there is a problem, I don't want to complicate it by coming in public about what I have in mind. I will take a very balanced view within the Constitution of India, upholding democracy. We should never allow democracy to degenerate in mobocracy. That is what is happening in Bengal. There will be an end to it very soon.
You're saying democracy has degenerated to mobocracy. You cited the last 20 odd months, Governor Sahab, and you have one after the other. There have been instances where I myself have asked you, do you believe a drastic step needs to be suggested? Do you believe that the government and the state is in control of the situation in Bengal, or has it gone from bad to worse? Is there a case now for Article 356 to be invoked?
I do not want to let out my mind on a sensitive issue in the public domain. I reserve my decision depending on the provisions in the Constitution of India. I do not want to spell out what are the options. The constitutional options, everybody knows. It's in the public domain. But what action is going to be taken? As a governor, I should observe circumspection. I won't come in the open on such things.
What is it that the students have requested you to do? My final question to you, and what do you think should be done to try and assuage the situation and at least give a semblance that some justice will be served?
The students asked me, please protect us. Please give us security. Please deliver us from this fear psychosis. That is very pathetic to hear it from the younger generation. They have been suppressed, oppressed and depressed by the political system. This is not a good sign, but they left with a lot of confidence. I asked them to find out their inner strength. There is great inner strength, resilience in the youth. That will save them. Democracy will save them. Constitution will save them. And as governor, I will also certainly do my duty to the youngsters of Bengal.
Well, you have a duty, sir, to preserve the constitution, preserve democracy, and more importantly, like you said, preserve the safety, well-being of the future of Bharat. We look forward to some concrete steps in the days to come. Thank you very much for your time. Much appreciated, sir. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Namaste, sir. Jai Hind. We're going to take a very, very short break, ladies and gentlemen. When we come back, we shift focus to polls being announced in Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana. Stay with us.
На территорию деревни Гирьи. Здесь вчера был сильный бой.
Леса и дома в округе еще дымятся.
Вот проезжаем сожженные гражданские автомобили. Дотла выгорели, еще один побитый. Дома полностью нет. Впереди БТР. Это украинский, да?
Да, это украинский сгоревший БТР. Наши бойцы уничтожили. Вот он второй.
Догорает, он еще пахнет паленым. Вот второй в лесополосе стоит.
В лесополосе догорает.
Накануне колонна ВСУ въехала в Гирии. Боевики открыли огонь по частным домам.
БТР.
Вот этот БТР, который сожженный стоит, он сюда по домам бил?
Да, по домам бил.
Пробил одну стену, вторую. Шкаф разбил, он пылесос.
Ну, а сквозное через 3 стены прошло,
Да, через 3 стены. Получается, это что никого не было здесь, убило насмерть.
Недолго противник стрелял. Его встретили бойцы группировки «Север», ребята из добровольческих подразделений и спецназа «Ахмат». Как только машины подобрались к деревне Гирии, по ним тут же начали бить FPV-дронами, сбрасывать на десант гранаты.
Еще один сожженный броневик ВСУ, видимо, после того, как наши бойцы начали разбивать вражескую колонну, экипаж противника решил машину вот здесь, в лесополосе, укрыть, но никак это не помогло, все равно вычислили, сожгли. Внутри тоже машина полностью выгорела.
Наши операторы беспилотников сняли, как российские бронетранспортеры разносили 4 вражеские машины прямой наводкой. Противники просто бросали транспорт и разбегались.
В наглую ехали по зеленой, но мы их встретили и развернули, выбили. Враг отходит, причем быстро. Так что все будет хорошо, победа будет за нами. Морская пехота победит.
6 БТРов отбили. 5 подбили, 1 забрали.
На что противник надеялся, не очень понятно. Действовал
просто наобум, наугад. Думает, что оно не защищено.
И получают со всех сторон, и с воздуха, и с земли. Это работали бойцы спецназа «Ахмат».
Здесь на повороте первый подбили. Он от нас ушел, и за ним шли еще 3. Я лично вот отрабатывал вот с того места 2 выстрела РПГ.
Бой был вот прямо вот здесь?
Да, бой прямо вот здесь. Вот они, получается, заходили вот с железнодорожного переезда. Первый расчет гранатомета отработал. Выбежал я и по нему тоже отработал. Уехали, повернули налево, ушли. И уже там, в лесу, совместными силами морской пехоты мы их дожимали там.
Местные жители наших бойцов за защиту, конечно, благодарят.
Я горжусь за своих военных. Они дали настоящий отпор врагу. Смотрите, все пошли. Правильно сделали. Нечего им делать на нашей Курской земле. Но мы стоим на въезде, населенный пункт Гирьи. Для всех, пожалуйста, добро пожаловать. Ну, кто пришел к нам с плохими мыслями, для них вот такое вот. Добро пожаловать. А там второй догорает.
Юрий Польской имеет право на такие слова. Он сам офицер в отставке, ликвидировал террористов в 90-е на Кавказе.
Вчера посмотрел видео, где чеченские ребята с гранатомета били по БТРу. Захотелось к ним.
Последние 7 лет Юрий работает главой администрации Гирьянского сельсовета.
Что бы ни случилось, мирная жизнь продолжается. Администрация сельсовета работает, голова на месте, флаг на месте.
На самом деле все держится просто на нормальных русских мужиках.
Совершенно верно. И абсолютное большинство. Мы решили остаться помогать, потому что за нашими плечами, за нашими спинами наше население.
Телефон Юрия Польского разрывается от постоянных звонков.
Есть информация по озеркам человек. Ну там сегодня утром видели ВСУ, мародерили. Если сейчас будет на асфальт выйдет, если получится созвониться, придется ехать забирать.
По информации Министерства обороны, в село Озерки ВСУ пытались попасть, но атаки были отбиты.
Back on, ladies and gentlemen, the Election Commission of Bharat has announced the dates for Jammu and Kashmir and Haryana Assembly polls. Let's first take a quick look at Haryana. The stage is actually set for Haryana to vote in a single phase on the 1st of October to elect a new government in the state, and this is perhaps for the first time in 15 years that Haryana and Maharashtra elections have been separated. Now, given that there are barely 2 weeks to finalize their candidates, parties in Haryana will now have their fates decided in the assembly elections on the 4th of October, and that is the counting day. The state was won by the BJP in 2014, ending a decade-long Congress rule under Bhupinder Singh Hooda. In the 2019 elections, the BJP returned to power as it formed a coalition with the Jananayak Janata Party or JJP, and Manohar Lal Khattar became the chief minister for a second time. But Khattar resigned as chief minister in March earlier this year, and Nayab Singh Saini took over as the CM. The BJP also ended its alliance with Dushyant Chautala's JJP, and now the state polls will see the BJP, the ruling party, go up against a resurgent Congress led by the Hooda faction after a neck-and-neck fight in the Lok Sabha election just about 2 months ago. So what works for the BJP? A consolidation of the non-Jat voters, a new chief minister, cabinet faces, four-way contest as the AAP will also be going solo in the state, a double-engine government, and that's the whole conversation around PM Modi's image and also the work that's been done, the centre's guarantees. And also there is infighting within the Congress state unit with Kumari Sheljas taking claim. There are other factions within the Congress too. The BJP also has a fair share of challenges, 10 years of anti-incumbency, farmers' demands that have not yet been met, discontent over the Agniveer scheme, wrestlers' allegations and what happened with Vinesh Fogart, and a resurgent Congress that this time around seems to be sure that it is going to be the Hooda faction, Bhupinder Hooda and Dipinder Hooda, who are going to perhaps lead the charge. So that's what works for the Congress, the anti-incumbency factor, resonance on issues like farm protest, Agniveer, wrestlers issue, and also an improved, much improved Lok Sabha performance, but more importantly, some level of clarity within who is going to take the charge this time around. Their challenges, the infighting exists. There are separate units, and the JJP could actually cut into the Jat votes, and the Aam Aadmi Party going solo could also have its impact on the Congress, with the BSP also dividing the Dalit votes. Jat leader Kiran Chaudhary, now she's joined the BJP earlier. Families of ex-Haryana CMs Devi Lal, Bhajan Lal, Bansi Lal, once very powerful leaders, are now aligned with the BJP, and except for Bhupinder Singh Hooda, no Haryana leader has a pan-state support across different caste groups beyond the charts. Nobody is a pan-Haryana leader except for the Hoodas. The more important point, the BJP and the RSS seem to be mending their ways, and over the last 2 months, post the Lok Sabha elections, some work is happening on ground. Will that help the BJP? We'll have to wait and watch. Moving on to Jammu and Kashmir, the Union Territory. The assembly elections pending since 2014, with the former state under the governor's rule since 2018. The elections for the first time since the abrogation of Article 370, that's the 5th of August 2019, assembly elections being held for the first time in 3 phases. Perhaps the first time in a long time that it's only 3 phases. Otherwise, it's been 4, 5, 6 and sometimes 7 phases. 18 September, 25th September, 1st of October. Results on result day, that is the 4th of October. Counting of votes taking place on that day, 4th of October, it's a Friday. Jammu and Kashmir will witness assembly elections for the first time since it was bifurcated into a union territory, Ladakh and of course Jammu and Kashmir in 2019, following the abrogation of 370. Big step forward to meet a Supreme Court order and wish that within 6 months they wanted elections in the Union Territory. 30th of September is the date. 2 phases will be over by the 30th, and the one right the next day on the 1st of October. So democracy will come by the ballot That's what was going to happen. Now, the erstwhile state had witnessed an assembly election back in 2014 on 87 seats. People's Democratic Party, then led by Mufti Mohammad Saeed, had clinched 28 seats, while the BJP sprung a surprise by winning 25 seats. Remember, the then ruling National Conference had got 15 seats, while the Congress got 12 seats. The PDP, BJP joined hands to form government under Saeed in 2015. After Mufti Mohammad Saeed's death, his daughter Mehbooba Mufti became CM, but the government collapsed after the BJP withdrew support in 2018. The governor then dissolved the assembly and the erstwhile state came under president's rule. In 2019, J&K was stripped of its special status. In December last year, the Supreme Court had upheld Article 370's abrogation but at the same time ordered the Election Commission of India to conduct elections before the 30th of September 2024 to ensure that democracy prevails. Now let's take you to Jammu and Kashmir's parliamentary constituency map. Earlier, Jammu was 37, now it's 43 seats post delimitation. Kashmir earlier had 46 seats, now has 47 seats. The assembly strength earlier, because Ladakh was separated, so it dropped down to 83. Now it has 90 seats. More importantly, there are 9 seats separated for scheduled tribes and 7 seats for scheduled castes. Voter turnout in the Lok Sabha polls saw a spike in 3 decades in Jammu and Kashmir. 1996, 47%, 48% nearly, 1998, 43%, 1999, 31%, 2004, 34%, 2009, nearly 39%, 2014, 49.21%, 2019, 44.37%, and 2024, the highest perhaps ever recorded in recent history, 58.46%. In phase 1 on September 18, 24 seats will go to polls, including areas like Pulwama, Shopian, Kulgam, Anantnag, Ramban, Kishtwar, Doda. These are key areas that will vote in this phase. The election in Doda will be keenly watched, as this is the area which has seen a huge number of encounters and also spate of terror attacks in the Jammu region. Voting will take place on 26 seats on the 25th of September. That includes the Rajouri, Riasi, Punch, Badgam, Srinagar and Gandarbal regions. In this phase, terrorists targeted a bus carrying pilgrims on the 4th of June. That was result day for Lok Sabha 2024 elections in Riasi. So that's also one of the areas which is under trouble, and the impact of foreign terrorist presence is being seen there. 40 seats will go to polls on the 1st of October. That includes Jammu, Samba, Udhampur, Kathua, along with these places in this phase. That's what's going to happen. Let's look at some of the reactions that have come in soon after these poll dates were announced, followed by an excerpt of my conversation with the Honorable LG, Manoj Sinha ji, who said we welcome elections, but we want those who will come and abide by the Constitution of Bharat and, of course, uphold the tricolour.
मतदान केंद्र पर जो लंबी लंबी कतारें लगी हुई थी, वो जमहूरियत की ताकत का एक बहुत ही बेहतरीन मंजर पेश करती थी। वो सिर्फ लंबी कतारें नहीं थी, वो आवाम की उम्मीदें थी, जज्बातों और उनके मुस्तकबिल की नई तस्वीर लिखने की एक ख्वाहिश थी। एवरीबडी वांटेड टू पार्टिसिपेट, प्रूव ए पॉइंट। जम्मू कश्मीर के लोगों ने बुलेट और बाइकआउट के बदले बैलेट को चुना। देयर वाज ए बिलीफ ओवर सिनिसिज्म, देयर वाज थ्राइविंग पॉलिटिकल पार्टिसिपेशन इन एंटायर इलेक्शन, देयर वाज इंटेंस campaigning. These are the positives. A bit of change in the security scenario also since then. Percentage of voting increase, this is one aspect of strengthening of democracy. कितने लोगों ने इलेक्शन में पार्टिसिपेट किया, कैंडिडेट बने, दिस इज अनदर एस्पेक्ट।
इन्होंने तो 15 अगस्त को सेक्रेटेरिएट खोला, 15 अगस्त को PHQ खोला, और अचानक ये जो बेशुमार ट्रांसफरें हुई, क्यों? जाहिर सी बात है कि इलेक्शन के इनको पता चला कि आज इलेक्शन का ऐलान होना है, और बीजेपी और बीजेपी की बी टीम, सी टीम, डी टीम, जिन्होंने पिछले 2-3 महीने पहले बीजेपी की मदद की, उन्हीं को फ़ायदा पहुंचाने के लिए ये ट्रांसफ़रें कराई गई। इलेक्शन हो जाने दीजिए। मेरी तो ये उम्मीद है कि लोग एक लंगड़ी टूटी फूटी इस तरह की हुकूमत नहीं चाहेंगे, वो एक मजबूत हुकूमत चाहेंगे।
धारा 370 से जम्मू कश्मीर को मुक्ति मिली है। जम्मू कश्मीर विकास व विश्वास की राह पर बढ़ा है। बायकाट से निकलकर बायकाट की पॉलिटिक्स को नकार कर भारी मतदान ने वहां जगह ली है। जम्मू कश्मीर विकसित भारत में अपने योगदान के लिए आगे बढ़ा है।
तो ये सही समय है चुनाव कराने का? जम्मू कश्मीर क्या चुनाव के लिए तैयार है?
मुझे लगता है कि हम सब जानते हैं कि भारत लोकतंत्र की जननी है। तो हमारे देश में चुनाव ना हो ये संभव नहीं है, और चुनाव को आइसोलेशन में देखने की जरूरत नहीं है। मुझे लगता है कि 5 अगस्त 2019 को देश के गृह मंत्री श्री अमित शाह जी ने जब 370 और 35A के एब्रोगेशन का बिल लाया था, तो संसद में जो बात उन्होंने कही थी और संसद के माध्यम से देश और जम्मू कश्मीर को बताई थी, उसके कंटिन्यूएशन में अगर आप देखेंगे तो मैं समझता हूँ चीजें उसी दिशा में चल रही हैं। हाल ही में लोकसभा के चुनाव हुए
जी,
और लोकसभा के चुनाव में 58.6% मतदान हुआ है, और केवल वैली की मैं बात करूं तो लगभग 50.4% और 50.5%। 2019 में जब लोकसभा के चुनाव हुए थे तो 19 पॉइंट समथिंग यहाँ का मतदान प्रतिशत था। तो 35-36 साल में इतना मतदान लोगों ने नहीं किया था। ये क्या दर्शाता है? जमहूरियत और लोकतंत्र में यहाँ के लोगों की आस्था बढ़ी है। पिछले 5 वर्षों के सुशासन के कारण मैं ये कह सकता हूँ कि आम आदमी बढ़ चढ़ करके लोकतंत्र के पर्व में हिस्सा लिया, और इसका अच्छा संदेश देश और दुनिया में गया है।
2 रिवायती पार्टियां हैं, उनका तो स्टेटेड पोजीशन है 370 को वापस लाने की कवायद करेंगे। कितनी जल्दी ये पूरा जो काम मेहनत किया है 4-5 साल का, ये एक नेगेटिव सोच से क्या काम पूरा खराब हो सकता है?
नहीं, आप नरसिम्हन जी, मैं आपसे एक बात कहना चाहता हूँ, गंभीर बात कहना चाहता हूँ। जो भी लोकसभा या विधानसभा में जाता है भारत के संविधान की शपथ लेता है
जी।
अब 370-35 से भारत के संविधान का हिस्सा नहीं है। देश की संसद ने इसे एब्रोगेट किया, और हमारी सर्वोच्च अदालत ने, सुप्रीम कोर्ट की फुल बेंच ने उस पर अपनी मोहर लगा दी, वैधानिक मोहर लगा दी। तो मुझे लगता है कि इसके बाद संवैधानिक दायित्वों पर काम करने वाले लोग, संविधान की शपथ लेकर के काम करने वाले लोग इसके खिलाफ कोई प्रस्ताव पारित करें। मैं कोई कानून का विशेषज्ञ नहीं हूं, मुझे लगता है ये लीगली टेनेबल नहीं होगा।
Co-powered by
Я еду за ним!
Мама, привет.
Це вже українська територія. Їдемо на ньому додому. А де буде чекати?
What's up, mate?
Олександр Станіславович, добрий ранок. Як ваші справи?
Пане президент України, станом на 15 серпня обстановка на сході та півдні держави залишається складною, але контрольованою. Сили оборони продовжують ведення оборонної операції.
This is CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio.
A very good evening. You're watching Brass Tacks. I'm Akanksha Swaroop and we are coming live to you from the CNN News 18 and Federal Bank Primetime Studio. Now today, the Kolkata High Court hauled up the West Bengal government. It expressed grave concern over the violent mob attack and vandalism at the RG Kar Medical College on the eve of Independence Day. The court has questioned the state's ability to provide a secure working environment for doctors. In fact, the High Court has called it an absolute failure of state machinery. Why so? Because it was the state, and I repeat, it was the state that failed to prevent the attack on the doctors and the hospital. This as the violent mob destroyed critical medical equipment and ran amok in the very hospital that has been a scene of crime. But instead of owning up to the failure of state machinery, this is what Mamata Banerjee did today. Flanked by the women MPs, the Bengal Chief Minister led a rally, which I agree is great optics. And perhaps for a politician, there's nothing wrong with that. Banerjee went on to demand the death penalty for the accused, and perhaps there's nothing wrong with that.